This is Bazar Sports Radio on KVRX Austin, HD2. Will Bazarski alongside Matt Hand. Zach Dolan's not with us today, but we got a sad day, I know.
It's very sad.
Got a great day of sports. Of course, we're going to touch on this a little bit later. The Masters Par 3 contest was today. That means the Masters begins tomorrow. We'll have odds of who's going to win that just shortly. But first, we're going to start out with some baseball. Rocky center fielder Charlie Blackmon has agreed to a multi-year extension through 2023. Matt, you want to tell me the details on that?
Yeah, so this deal could top at $116 million. Blackmon, 31 years old right now, has 4 home runs and is batting .316 in Colorado's first 5 games this season. It's two-time All-Star, has batted .331 with 37 home runs, 104 RBIs, 137 runs scored. It's all career highs in 2017. And he's set to become a free agent after this season, so great work with the Rockies, settling on that.
Definitely a big signing for them. Keeping him with the Rockies organization through, like we said, 2023. There is a possibility that he could move away from them sooner, but the details have not yet been released about the extension. And of course, Giancarlo Stanton is on the Yankees, as we learned earlier in the year, but he had a 5 strikeout performance yesterday at Yankee Stadium in his debut. However, today he comes back, takes an 88-mile-an-hour slider off of Blake Snell, takes it 458 feet over the left field wall. It's the longest of the year. And, I mean, the boos, I get it. 5 strikeouts, big deal, but it's one game. One game is not going to mean anything.
He started off the season with 2 home runs. I mean, I don't know why the Yankees booed Stan. I think it's stupid. I think that's dumb to boo your own team, to boo your own players.
He actually said it was okay that they booed him because everyone deserves to be booed after a 5 strikeout performance. But you know what? He comes back, and they did win actually 11-4 thanks to Didi Gregorius's exceptional performance, going 4 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
It's not all on him, and it shows that when he's ready to step up and he does like he did today, the Yankees are going to be a dangerous franchise.
Very dangerous. That's correct. Should we move on with even more power hitting coming out of Washington? Bryce Harper, in his first 24 plate appearances, 4 home runs, 7 walks, a 1.742 on-base percentage plus slugging, and 0 strikeouts.
Good start for him. Harper, who, not sure where he will end up at the end of this season, but he's really just looking on to what the Nationals can do this year. That's he's worried about. He even said in a press conference over spring training that he would leave immediately if somebody asked where he would be playing in the future. He's worried about now, and he's showing at the plate. And we're looking at his numbers right now. Like you said, 4 home runs and 24 plate appearances. Great start from him. Yeah, and another great start, like we were talking about. Houston Astros come from behind today to knock off the Baltimore Orioles 3-2. They sweep the Orioles for the 5th straight win of the season. They're now 6-1. They are just continuing to move and continuing the trend of last year of winning the World Series. Verlander's looking great. Garrett Cole. Their pitching is what is key because they can hit. They have guys that can hit. Everyone on that team can play. They have guys in the minors who they could bring up at the end of the year and they can play. There's nothing short of do they have talent, because the Astros have talent. Are they going to continue to display that talent on the field and continue to do what they did last year and hopefully make another run at the World Series? Because like we said, they have the team to do it. The one question is Dallas Keuchel. Are we questioning his performance earlier in this year? 2 starts. I think it's too early to tell that. Fans need to just cool it down. It's in 2 starts. Relax. Let him get set. Sure, he hasn't had the best, but 6-1. His performance won't dictate everyone else's performance. Let everyone play. It's 6-1. We can talk when we're in July. July comes and he's 0-whatever with a 6.4 ERA. Then we'll talk. But before that, they have 5 pitchers on that team who can pitch, who can go at least 6 innings. They're pretty set on the pitching side.
I agree. You said fans just got to relax, stay calm. Pretty hard to do, though, in Los Angeles. The Dodgers just now, about 15 minutes ago, lost to the Diamondbacks 3-0. This is their 5th loss of the season. They are 2-5. Their offense is absolutely atrocious right now. Clayton Kershaw has started the season 0-2, although he's only given up 3 total runs. He gave up 1 run in the first game of the season opening day. Dodgers lost 0-1. They gave him zero runs of support. Then yesterday he pitched and he gave up 2 runs. Dodgers were only able to put up 1. The pitching is great on the Dodgers side. They, like the Astros, do have a team that can go to the World Series. They can make the push. They've got practically the exact same team as they did last year, save for Yu Darvish and a few other relief pitchers. However, the offense needs to change. Obviously, Justin Turner's injury during spring training has really taken a toll on the team. Their hitting is weak. They're looking at strikes. They're swinging at balls. Nothing's really looking well for them. Luckily for Dodger fans, it's only been, 7 games now, so a lot of time to turn it around. But I don't know. Could be the slump, but at the same time, Astros are looking fantastic, so who knows?
The Astros, I can say this because I'm from Houston, and it's great that we have a team that's 6-1 right now. And I understand where you're coming from, and it's frustrating that the Dodgers are sitting at 2-5 right now. But like I was saying, and you just said also, it's April 4th. We're not even to the month of May yet.
Exactly.
Everyone needs to just calm down. Sure, they're 2-5. The Cubs are 2-3. It's way too early to tell. The Astros started out slow last year. Relax.
So did the Dodgers.
Everything happens for a reason. If they start out slow, watch. They're going to bounce back up. Like you said, they have the team to do it. They have Clayton Kershaw. They have the pitching. They have young guys who can come around in the clutch. Too early to tell. We need to just relax about this baseball. What the records are right now. The records aren't saying anything in the month of April. Once we get to July, after the All-Star break,
Correct.
That's when the records start really mattering. Because I heard today on ESPN, Derek Jeter did not have the same intensity in May, or the same when he was playing Cleveland in May or July. Instead, when he was playing Boston in October, that meant a little bit more to him. I can understand that completely. It's April. Everyone relax. Let the games go on. Let the teams get set. Find their fitting in the offense and pitching, and as well as their defense. The good teams will come out on top. Teams who start 4-1 like the Mets, you don't know how far they're going to go. It's been 5 games. Everyone needs to just calm down, take a chill pill, relax, and move on to another big thing that I think is ridiculous.
The voice of reason.
April 2nd, Minnesota Twins players were upset Sunday that Baltimore Orioles catcher Chance Sisco bunted against the shift for a hit in the 9th inning of Minnesota's 7-0 victory. Why are you mad? It's the infield shift. There's nobody at third base. I do it all the time in 2K18 and all that stuff. I don't care. If you're going to shift, take the free hit. Billy Beane said it. If they're going to give you a bunt, take the out. But if you're just letting a guy just hit it to the third baseline, but I don't care how slow you are. If you bunt it to your slash hit it, whatever it is, play it as it is. Situation baseball. They give it to you, take it. No reason to be complaining. College baseball, if you did that every single time somebody would bunt, why don't they do it in the pros? I don't understand it when guys are then swinging the bat, hitting it to right field where the shift is going to, and popping out. Joey Gallo did it against the Astros. They had 4 guys in the outfield. Bunt the ball. I get he's slow, but he could possibly beat it out. That's a smarter play than popping out.
I mean, I completely agree with you on this, but I think it comes down to the unwritten rules of baseball. So what do you think of that? I mean, they had 1 hit going into this right before the bunt.
Give it to him. I don't care if they have 1 hit, 20 hits, 0 hits. If it was a no-hitter, I don't really care. If they're giving that situation to you, do what you're going to do best. The higher percentages, bunt, get a hit. I'm sorry. There's no reason to just let that gap in the middle of the field go. It's the same thing as when coaches always say, hit to the gaps. That's a huge gap. You're letting a guy hit between the second base and third base, and you're saying, no, that's integrity of baseball, unwritten rule. We're just going to hit, see what happens. No. Hit it, bunt it. Take the single. I don't really care what inning it is. Take it if they're going to give it to you. What's your feel on this?
On this? I think if it's a no-hitter, that's a different story. I don't think you bunt into the shift, specifically because of the unwritten rules. However, it's a one hitter. You've already given up the hit. No hitter's gone. But I think it's. I think you bunt, and I think you're right with your thing, with your argument. I mean, I have no issue with this. I just think that if
you're saying it was a no hitter and a guy did that,
that's different. You don't break up a no hitter like that.
Why not?
You don't break up a no hitter on a bunt. That's just it's in the unwritten rules. It's
not unwritten rules.
It is unwritten rules.
Why?
You never break up a bunt on a no. You never break up a no hitter with a bunt. That's just like,
so if you're telling me the fastest guy is at the plate and your number one hitter, fastest guy at the plate, and he sees a shift and your team's down, let's just say 2-0. Oh no, let's just hit, or we can bunt possibly, get in the first base. There's now 0 outs. You have your second guy, your third and fourth hitters who can come around. It's situational baseball. I don't care about the unwritten rules. If you have the opportunity, get that bunt. I don't care if it's a no-hitter. I don't really care if it's a perfect game, whatever. Take the bunt. That does not matter. Whatever it takes. A bunt's as good as a walk, as a hit. Anything to get on base is on base. Batting average is one thing. I think the most important stat is on base percentage. That you batting 275, okay, but if your on base percentage is 375, that's what you should look at. People look at batting average way too much. That's why guys are being overpaid. You're looking at the batting average and saying, oh, this guy's batting 275 with 20 home runs, but then you go to his on base percentage and is 275 also. You want to see that increase. You want to see that on base percentage up. If you can get on base by bunting, even if it ruins a perfect game, go for it.
I mean, I agree with the on base percentage part, but I don't think. I mean, I have no valid argument other than you just don't do it. That's just baseball. And I mean, I understand you're strategically and just, but analytically you're supposed to bunt. But just in a situation where if it's 7-0 and you have no hits, if you're about to throw a no hitter, or you're about to be no hit, you don't bunt. You go for the regular hit. You cannot break up a no hitter with a bunt. That would have caused ridiculous outrage had it been a no hitter. But with one hit, it doesn't matter.
But anything can happen. Just say they bunted and it was a no hitter. They bunted. They got on base. What if they scored 3 runs? It's now 7-3. Who knows what could happen? There's so many things that people are saying, oh, okay, because basically what you're doing is if they give you the shift and you don't bunt in that situation and you're just swinging, you're saying, here's a perfect game. Have it. You've worked for it. You've worked 26 outs, not 27 outs, because I'm giving you that last out. That's not integrity of the game. That's not I'm sorry, but it's perfect game no matter what. I think they should be bunting every single time on that shift, because if they're going to give you that situation, you go and take it. We're going to move on because I know it's very heated in here. But big time talk. We're going to go to the NFL first.
All right.
And then we'll move back to the Masters. The NFL, the Rams have acquired Brandon Cooks in the 4th round pick from New England for the Rams' 23rd overall pick in the 2018 draft. What's the Rams offseason look like?
Rams offseason has looked great. They've lost a few pieces here and there to open up cap space, but I think it's been totally worth it. They've picked up Ndamukong Suh, Aqib Talib, Marcus Peters, and now Brandon Cooks. That is ridiculous. The Rams are not playing around. They have the defensive player of the year and the offensive player of the year in Aaron Donald and Todd Gurley. They have Goff, who's looking great. Now they've just stacked their defense like it's nobody's business. This is Super Bowl 50 Denver Broncos type defense.
You know, and this kind of, I see it as New England is looking towards, they just gave up one of their best wide receivers.
Yeah.
This is not a very wide receiver packed heavy draft. So this will definitely be a year that Tom Brady will have to carry.
Yeah.
And I was listening to Colin Cowherd today, and he was saying that this is, by them giving up Brandon Cooks, this is Belichick basically saying, Tom Brady, let's see how Tom Brady goes with his age. Because if just say his stats decrease, he's not the same player as he's been in the past, this will be the first sign of, is it time for him to retire? And that's what Cowherd was saying. Mm-hmm. But I totally agree with that. Will this be a year that Tom Brady has to carry this team more than ever because they do not have the wide receiving core that they've had in the past?
Yeah.
And yes, I think so. And now Ravens have signed RG3 to a 1-year contract. So now 2 of the top 3 picks in the 2012 NFL draft are on the Ravens. Yeah. Trent Richardson and RG3.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to what do you think will happen with Joe Flacco. RG3 took a very small amount of money in this contract. He's basically just getting backup quarterback salary. However, I mean,
it's a good backup to have.
It is a good backup to have, but Joe's saying something about Joe Flacco.
Right.
Starting to sign more quarterbacks right now.
And Saquon Barkley he's expected to visit with the New York Giants this Sunday. That could be a possible pick for them. Giants are asking for 2 first-round picks for Odell Beckham Jr. Is it worth it for them? I don't know why they would try and get rid of Odell Beckham. He is the wide receiver of their future. They have such a young wide receiver and tight end core.
Yeah.
All they need, I think, is a quarterback. I don't know why you would try to go Saquon Barkley. I know people are saying, having Saquon in the backfield would be so great for the next 2 years. Well, you're not drafting for 2 years. You're drafting for 5, 6, 7 years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Saquon would be a great addition to New York. I just think that they need a guy who they can say, here's the keys to the franchise, go take it. A guy like either Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, because this is a quarterback-heavy draft.
Yeah.
Not so much wide receiver. Running back is más o menos, as they say in Spanish. I just don't know why they would go for a running back in this situation because the Giants don't every day have this first-round pick.
Yeah. They got a number 2 pick. And then kind of moving on.
With Josh Allen, I mean, you said it yourself. Where is he going? The Browns have actually there's rumors going around that he's going to be the number 1 pick. I understand it. Cold weather quarterback.
Yeah.
Cold weather of Cleveland. Makes sense why they would go Josh Allen. It's almost a testament to them passing on Carson Wentz. Same situation.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, a cold weather quarterback, drafted by the Eagles, having the success he had last season. Same situation. I think they'll probably end up picking Josh Allen because of this.
Yeah, if Josh Allen, it looks like he's going number 1. Everyone's talking about it. Josh Allen's going number 1 to the Browns. It just goes to say, is Sam Darnold going to go to the Giants with the number 2 pick? Josh Rosen or Saquon Barkley? And I mean, I think, like you said, it should be. It's a very quarterback-heavy draft right now. Giants need a quarterback. Manning's getting old. They go Darnold, they go Josh Rosen, one of the 2.
Yeah, I think a great number 2 overall pick is what they have. I think trying to just pick a running back and put him in, see what happens with him.
Yeah.
He'll be successful, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you want a guy who, once Eli is ready to go, you have that guy behind him who's learned behind Eli Manning, who's one of the smartest quarterbacks in the National Football League.
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want a guy, because there's some very smart quarterbacks in this league, or in this draft, who would be a great fit behind Eli Manning for 1 or maybe even 2 years if they do well enough this season, and then take over the reins, and you have a franchise.
Yeah.
College basketball.
Villanova
beats Michigan. What a game. It was incredible atmosphere.
Yep.
I will say so myself. Great apparel.
Yes.
Great apparel. But the first half was very, very tight.
Very tight.
Villanova took over in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
It was not really a game, 79-62. I was pretty surprised that it got over 70.
I was too.
Typically, it stays below the 60s range. Pretty surprised on that.
Yeah. Villanova just was a dominant team. They just ran.
They were the best team. This was not a team that, people can question. They're not the best team. They just got lucky in the tournament. They won every game by double digits in the tournament. They were single-handedly the best team in this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, they showed it by winning 79-62. I will say, however, Michigan fans are very, very loyal. Through the end of the game, when that last buzzer sounded, they were singing the alma mater throughout the entire game. No matter what the score was, everyone stayed. We were sitting in the Michigan section. I didn't see one person leave. Huge applause to Michigan fans in that situation. That's what you want to see from a university. That's the kind of fans you want to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I hope Texas one day gets fans like that because there's not that many showing up to our basketball games.
That's true. And the NHL, I'll let you take this one.
All right, yeah, the NHL, Vegas Golden Knights are retiring number 58 in honor of the 58 victims of last year's Las Vegas shooting. Great move to see by the organization. Really shows how strong the community is in Vegas and how they're able to work this team around the community and how it brings everyone together. Really great story. Hopefully we get to see more things like this. And then also NHL. Florida Panthers are on the verge of elimination. It's going to be tight. They've got 3 more games left. They've got to win all of them if they want to make it through. Going to be very tough for them. And then Pacific Division's looking very tight as well. It looks like it's either going to be Colorado or St. Louis getting knocked out. So we'll see. We got 3 more games left for every team. NHL playoff push is wrapping up. See the playoffs.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting to see who makes it, who doesn't. The Stars are out officially.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we're going to go to some 5 fast facts with Matt, and then we'll hit up the Masters right after.
Yep, I'll speed through this real quick. Number 5, Loyola Chicago had a 0.8% chance to make the Final Four. Sister Jean maybe worked a little magic there. Number 4, Cristiano Ronaldo is the first player in Champions League history to score in 10 consecutive matches. He had a ridiculous bicycle kick yesterday.
I saw, just speaking of that, I saw a stat that if he was his own club, he would be 10th all time in goals scored in the Champions League.
Yeah, 119, now 120. FC Ronaldo, I love it. Number 3, Michigan was the first team to ever reach the championship game without playing a top 5 seed. Number 2, Villanova is the first team since UNC in 2009 to win every NCAA tournament game by double digits, which you just mentioned. And number 1, the San Francisco Giants are the first team to ever start a season with all of their runs coming from solo home runs by one player. That player is Joe Panik, having 3 solo home runs, all the runs that the Giants have scored in their first 6 games.
I'm really concerned with who had the time to find that. That is an interesting stat. Nobody would think of that.
All credit to Sportsnet LA.
No, Sportsnet LA, of course. LA has it all. With that, it's that week of the year again. It's April. This is my favorite week. And I'm going to admit it, I hope my parents are listening, but in high school I would leave class sometimes to go to the bathroom to watch the Masters unfold. And there were a couple times where I had teachers ask, who's winning? So obviously they knew what I was doing. All right, so the odds to win out by VegasInsider.com. Guess who the 2 highest are?
Well, I see it right here. I know who they are. But if I were to guess before, I would have guessed Rory McIlroy and Dustin Johnson.
Nope. Jordan Spieth and Tiger Woods have odds of 10-1, followed by Dustin Johnson, like you said, Rory McIlroy, and Justin Thomas, 12-1. Harry Ellis is the last guy who has 1,000-1 odds to win. So if you want to make a lot of money, put it on Harry Ellis. I don't really know who he is, but...
Nope. Put $1 down, you win 100.
1,000, actually. I mean,
yeah, you're right.
1,000-1. I mean, these are... You make some good money
right now.
Long day.
Kevin Malone, The Office. If you ever have 10,000 or 1,000-1 odds, 10,000-1 odds, you place a bet.
How about that par 3? I don't know if you got a chance to watch the par 3.
I did not have a chance to watch the par 3 contest.
Jack Nicklaus's grandson actually hit a hole in one. How about you're not going to forgive that. Watching your grandfather's a legendary Hall of Fame golfer.
Yep.
He lets you take a swag at the ball and hole in one in front of Gary Player and Tom Watson.
Wow.
Some good guys that hit in front of on national TV at the Masters. That adds on to it. Who's your pick this week?
For the Masters, Justin Thomas. He's been dominant in everything. I'd love for Rory McIlroy to win. However,
he gets career Grand Slam if he wins this one.
Yeah, but I'd love to see Rory win. However, JT's just been killing it lately. I think JT's going to win.
All this talk about Tiger Woods, they're all talking. A lot of bets were placed. Vegas said one of the highest players people have bet on.
Yeah.
I do think there is a chance he could come out on top. Mm-hmm. He has so much experience here. He said this is the best he's felt in 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
This is a new Tiger. We watched him play these last couple of weeks, and I'm just impressed watching him. This looks like the original Tiger Woods and how he plays. Definitely a guy who I think if he's wearing the green jacket at the end of the week. Jordan Spieth, of course, is another guy. He excels at Augusta. Dustin Johnson, again, long hitter at this course. Length doesn't matter as much because of you have to hit draws, you have to hit fades.
Yeah.
I do think Rory McIlroy is a guy to watch out. Rory and even Ricky Fowler.
Yeah.
Two guys I would watch out for. Ricky's one of the, I guess you can say, he's an underdog in this case compared to these guys. But I do think, especially Rory, looking for that career Grand Slam, he's looking a lot better than he has in years past before the Masters. I think he's going to come off that one year that he shot an 80 in the final round to lose the Masters. This could possibly be his year. But I really want to pick Tiger Woods in this case because I want to see a guy come back.
I mean, who doesn't want to see Tiger?
I heard something interesting today. Apparently, ticket prices, because of Tiger Woods, went up 3 times the amount, and now for 4 days, $22,000.
That's incredible. I mean, I'm not surprised, but
that's how much of an impact he has had on the game of golf. It makes sense. He's changed everything. The purses are so much higher than they used to be. Some guys are making more money winning one tournament than guys did in 2 years of winning tournaments. I mean, it's exceptional. There's just mass amounts of money in this game, and Tiger Woods has really developed that game, and especially the younger guys like Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, Ricky Fowler. These younger guys are bringing the game of where he wanted it to be and where he was when he got injured, and it's continuing to grow day after day, week after week, year after year. This game is in good hands, we could say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's great. I mean, all these young players all looked up to him before, and now they get to go play with him now at Augusta. I mean, it's awesome to see how much the game has improved, or how much the game is so powerful now when Tiger comes in. I mean, when I was working with the match play, and we were talking about the potential of Tiger making it to the top 64, he would have gotten a spot at the tournament. The impact it would have made is incredible. They said the amount of people that would have showed up is like 5 times the amount. Tickets price would have gone up 3 times the amount. It's insane. There's just this vibe, this aura about
When he plays in the tournament, people go to watch.
Yeah.
It's nothing short of that.
Yeah.
When he plays, people want to watch, and it's true. Before we end the show, we're going to talk about one thing. LeBron or James Harden for MVP? Just real quick.
All right. I want to say Harden, but LeBron. I mean, LeBron's great. Harden's having a career year. He looks fantastic right now. He's honestly, I think he's the main reason Houston is so good right now. They obviously have a great team. However, LeBron is just so good.
LeBron has all of his stats are better than James Harden except for points per game.
Yeah.
I get people say that matters more, but I'm a Houston fan, and I do think that James Harden will win. LeBron James deserves it more from the team he's had. There's so many changes throughout the year. This should be the year of LeBron, but with the season Houston has had and the amount of wins and the number 1 seed for the first time in franchise history, James Harden will win the MVP. With that, sorry, cut you short.
It's all right.
Will Bazarski, Matt Hand. Check out our our website, BazarSportsRadio.com. We'll see you next week on KBRX HD2.
Come on, hook 'em horns, I know you will. And I've seen Vince Young run for the roses. Watch Rick